What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a Steelers live pregame show. Sorry we took a couple of days break, but hey, we are back in action with tonight's primetime game. Appreciate you all for stopping through. Make sure you're smashing the shit out of that like button for us, sharing the show, and continuing to help us grow as we are back in full force. What's up, Justin Medikey? What's up, Sean? Oh, hey, what's up to myself? It's a primetime Sunday night. What's up, downtown, John Broadway? Them damn Ratbirds pulled it out. Now we need to kick Cowgirls' ass tonight. Here we go, Steelers. Yeah, that game was kind of crazy there at the end. I caught the end of it, and Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson type things late in the fourth quarter there, fumbling the snap, gift wrapping the game for the Bengals. The holder wasn't able to secure the ball to the ground. Evan McPherson wide left, and the Bengals found themselves in a situation in which their backs were against the wall then with the Ratbirds up near the 50. Then you're looking at the Bengals trying to hold off a Derrick Henry that hadn't been effective all game, and he rips one off. It was just, the inevitable there. I mean, you can only hold him off so long, and the Bengals did an excellent job in order of containing him, keeping that at bay. It became a shootout type of game. However, they were in position to win that ball game and drop the Ratbirds down. Instead, they gift wrapped the game right back to the Ratbirds, and here we sit with the Baltimore Ravens now at 3-2. So the Steelers now find themselves in a situation in which, in my opinion, it is now a must win to continue to keep pace inside of the AFC North and keep that lead, because we do not want to allow the Ravens to be in a tie for first place. It's just not a situation that we need to be in if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll try to get through the injuries and things of that nature. We'll go through all that stuff. So make sure, again, you are putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat as we are live here with a prime time Steelers Sunday night, Steelers Cowboys week 5, and a must win again for the Steelers. It just keeps ringing in my head. Must win. This is a game in which the Steelers got to go in to Acrisure Stadium at home. I understand the injuries. I understand the whole situation here. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers got to learn to fight. This is a situation in which they're going to really get gut checked here, guys. This is a gut check type game for your Pittsburgh Steelers here on a primetime game, a primetime Sunday. It's gut check time for one Justin Fields. It's gut check time for that defensive unit where they got to rise up. It's time to play Steeler football. It's time to show out on prime time. It's time to come to the stadium and get to work, man. It is definitely that type of day. What's up, Albert James? What's up? What's up, Big Russ? What's up, everybody in the chat? Beer Miles is here. What's up? Let's go. Absolute must win. I agree, Albert, no doubt. Danny George, what's up? They should outlaw live betting. Yeah, it gets you in trouble. Yeah, I don't really do it. John Broadway, here we go. Typical Bungles, here we go. Stillers kick Cowgirls' ass. Start fast and hard tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely. They got to. I'm going to tell you a little story here before we get moving of today's events for my youth team and why. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing the camera. I'm shaking up my liquid IV. And how this correlates to tonight's Steelers game. And my youth team today went into a ball game that they should have dominated, a game in which they should have dominated from whistle to whistle, man, from the first quarter snap to the fourth quarter snap. And instead, they did. They came out and they started to dominate early. They jumped out to a 14-point lead. Interception returned 60 yards for a touchdown, drove the ball down, then had a big run from one of our running backs, 60 yards or so. Put them up 14 points. My son put in an extra point there, or 2 extra points or 1 extra point, adding to the scoring there, getting the pace of the scoring going. We ended up finding ourselves then 14-6. And then we, bounced back, got another TD on a long touchdown pass from our quarterback to one of our wide receivers. I believe probably a 50, 60 yarder there, too. Big chunk plays. That's how our boys won today. But they found themselves now up 21 nothing or 21-6. Then this team battled back. Found ourselves late in the third quarter catching a safety. We got a safety. So now we're up 21-15. And that's where our kids found a way to win. They found a way to dig deep, not allow this trend of letting this team back in this game, not allowing it to overtake them, not allowing to lose that game, which they were really on the verge of trying to do it, but they were able to gut check themselves. And that's what I'm talking about with the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight, where you're going to have to come back from that Indianapolis game and find a way to win by any means necessary, man. And that's the most important thing. And I thought that was the lesson that the kids learned today. That you fight and you claw and you hold on to whatever you can hold on to, and you don't let it go, man. And you continue to just hold on to that one thing that the Steelers got to do well tonight. That one thing that's going to keep them in the ball game, then it's going to keep them moving, man, and build that train and build that score. Those are the types of things that you got to look for in a football team, and I think that will tell us a lot about the Steelers tonight, a lot about what their character is, a lot about who they are going to be later down the road in this long season. I just think this is a big, big, big matchup, man. TD, Miss Pittsburgh, Beer Miles, what's up, everybody? James says Dallas, no Parsons, no Lawrence, no Cooks. Almost feels like a game Tomlin can screw up. Yes, it does feel like that. Absolutely. No doubt about it. But again, you have to figure it out, man. And you can't allow people that are coming in that are backups to play hungry, play over their head, man. And you can't allow them to come out there and throw a quick, 10 or 12 points on you to where you're finding yourself back on your heels and you're finding yourself becoming one dimensional. That's what my team did today. They started to get one dimensional because they started to allow things up the middle in terms of pass rush. You can't allow that today. You can't allow getting yourself into a situation in which you're not going to be able to be versatile. You just can't do that, man. And that's where the Mike Tomlin can't screw up this game. That's where he's got to be better today. So we'll see how that all transpires. But if you look at the current AFC North standings, things starting to look really, really good for the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, to be honest. The Pittsburgh Steelers sit atop the AFC North right now before their Sunday night matchup, 3-1. And again, I said it earlier in the week, 4-1 and 3-2 are a vastly different place to be in for the Steelers. A monster difference. It's a night and day difference, guys. And that has to be the main concern, the main focus of this football team, to understand that going into next week, into week 6, 3-2 as opposed to 4-1 puts this ball club in a totally different atmosphere, man. You go into next week 4-1, or you go into next week 3-2. If you go in 4-1, you're flying high. The momentum's on your side. You're still in charge of the AFC North. You're still with a 2-game lead, basically. And you play the division well, and you continually play this front half well. That's what the Steelers got to be thinking in their heads. We got to continually build this lead up. We got to get in a position to where we are in the catbird seat come the back half of this season, to where yes, we can afford to stumble a little bit. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to have that weight on our shoulders of like some of these other years that they've had where you have to win out. You have to win every game. You don't want that type of pressure. You want the type of pressure that's the good pressure of, hey, we're 4-1, we're 5-1. That pressure's better. And I understand the Steelers seem to do really, really well sometimes when their back's against the wall, but it wears down a football team. And when it comes playoff time, you're beaten, you're bruised, you're destroyed because of the fight that you've had to put in just to get to the playoffs. And it don't always work out in the team's favor that has to do that, to claw out of that hole. Albert Wright, I feel good about this game, especially since it is at night. a game in Pittsburgh. We have history of playing great ball at night at home. 38-17 Steelers. That's from Albert. I need to get you guys a score. I forgot all about that. I'll try to keep up with that as best as possible. 38-17. All right, guys, you can put your scores in there if you want them. We'll get to more of those and things of that nature. I'm going to give you my score predictions. I'm going to give you my keys to victory. I'm going to give you everything that I think the Steelers need to get done tonight in order to secure victory at Acrisure Stadium. And also make sure you're putting your thoughts in here on a live Steelers pregame show here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, let's continue through the show and the chat. Beer Mall's been on a marathon since London Jets, Vikings, keeping this train rolling. Keep that beer flowing, Beer Malls. Keep this Sunday rolling right, baby. John Broadway, Tomlin has to unleash the Steelers and hitting from both sides of the ball. Be relentless. Be the team that owns this division. Be the Pittsburgh Steelers and play Steelers football. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Bear Moss Tomlin, if the run isn't working, start putting the ball in the air. Guys, that's going to be Beer Malls puts the point out there that I want to emphasize, and that's going to be one of my keys to victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I mentioned it earlier in the show here in the first 10 minutes. Not to be one dimensional, not to be pinned into a corner. You can't afford that. No football team can afford to do that. Balance is key, man. It's key. Najee Harris isn't that type of runner in which they're trying to deploy him right now. Let's be honest, guys. It's just not who he is. It's not what the Pittsburgh Steelers need to be doing with Najee Harris. Najee Harris is not the type of runner that they're asking him to. He can't handle the scheme. It's just not. It doesn't fit. Sorry, handle isn't the word. It just doesn't fit what he does best. And the Steelers maybe need to adjust that here today a little bit. And I understand Arthur Smith and his zone run scheme. And that is effective when you have guys like a Jalen Moore, guys like a Cordell Patterson that are quick and have burst. You can't do that with Najee Harris. He's more of a smash mouth type runner, and I know he doesn't live up to that sometimes because he tries to play outside of who he is. But that is what the Steelers need to do: come downhill a little bit with Najee Harris in order to open up that run game. But you don't. Again, we've said it here on the show. You guys have said it in the chat a million times. You don't always have to set up the run with you don't always have to set up the pass with the run. You don't always have to set up the pass with the run game or the run with the pass, vice versa. You don't have to do it that way. You can mix it up. It doesn't have to be a strict rule book and how you set things up and how you get this thing moving. What's working? What is the defense giving you? That's the biggest thing. All right, guys, I'm going to get a drink. All right, guys, make sure you're sharing, liking, all that good stuff. We're going to continue to get through the chat here and talk about keys to victory. And again, we just mentioned one. Don't be one dimensional. You can't afford it tonight. The defense can't be out there shit ton tonight, and the offense has to be able to utilize some of the run game in order to control the clock. The offense has to help the defense a little bit here today. There has to be some splash plays. You're going to have to see Justin utilize his legs and things of that nature a little bit tonight. What I would like to see the Steelers do offensively, though, and I think is another important key to victory, and I understand the injuries, no Parsons, no Lawrence, those types of players defensively for the Cowboys. I understand that, but I think I still want to see Justin Fields get outside of the pocket a little bit. Get out on some designed roll out passes. I think that will help the offensive line a little bit also and allow Justin Fields to utilize his athleticism. And as long as he can keep his eyes downfield while he is executing that movement to get outside of the pocket a little bit, I think then he could hit some big splash plays by utilizing his athleticism and his ability to get through his progressions. He has to maybe take a big step here tonight by doing those things. And he has to continue to show comfortability inside of that pocket also and deliver the big pass when it's needed. Deliver the big strike when it's needed. And if you're Arthur Smith and you're Mike Tomlin, don't handcuff this offense tonight. Let them do the things that are NFL type plays, man. Don't pin them and paint them into a strict schedule. And if you're Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin, start giving Justin Fields a little bit of leeway. Start to give him some more responsibilities inside of this offense. You heard Justin Fields himself say, I trust Coach Smith. I trust Mike. I trust those guys to put us in the right situation. I only have a handful of plays that I'm able to check in and out of things. That has to become more. That has to be different. This is an NFL offense, guys. This isn't college. This isn't that bullshit. You have to be able to do the things NFL quarterbacks do, and that isn't Justin Fields right now being or doing something irrational and not being at an NFL level. It's the coaching staff not giving him the weapons and the tools in order to do those things because he is demonstrating that he is capable of doing some of those things. I just think that they need to take the handcuffs off just a little bit and let him start to blossom and grow inside of this offense, man. That would be the best case scenario for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now because they are going to be moving toward the tougher part of the schedule, and they have to start letting Justin Fields grow because they are going to end up screwing his shit up, man. They're going to screw it up if they don't start letting this shit blossom a little bit. 4-1, you can smell it. I hope maybe. Beer Malls, a heads up Lamar play was he gets his pass batted down and it flies back into his hands behind the line of scrimmage. He drops it on purpose instead of taking loss. That's a heads up football. Yeah, but he definitely gave the game back to the Bengals, and the Bengals didn't capitalize. And where quarterbacks make that $50 million plus a year is late in the games when the game is on the line and you're not making those big mistakes. And he seems to either screw the sequence of plays up, not understand the process of his reads, or something. Something he's messing up every week, fumbling the ball, something every time in a big moment in those late moments of the game, I can count on him making a mistake of some sort. And that's where $50 million quarterbacks got to make their bread, man. Right there. That's where. But I'll give him that one. Yeah, yeah. If you do those things and you understand the situation, God bless you. But you got to do it when it matters. And I mean, good for us. I don't. I don't care if he does them well. But yeah, you got to do it when it matters, and that's what separates the men from the boys at the quarterback position. John Broadway. I always hate playing the Cowgirls because we don't have a great regular season record against them. But the positive is that we could shock them with our defense. Yeah, I'm going to say that we always want to shock them with our defense. We always want to come out there with the defense being top shelf. We know we're the Steelers, man. The Steelers, that's what they want to do. They want to come up and beat you up. No doubt about it. But where the Steelers need to shock this Cowboys team tonight is by ripping off some splash plays and moving the football effectively and actually show that they have an offense and actually show offensively what they're going to be able to do. That's what I want to see the Steelers. That's how they need to win this game tonight. Steelers Nation 412. Well, excuse me. Historic rival. We play each other for every 4 years. Defense needs to wake up, contain Dak. We're mad about last week. We're going to kick some ass 27-16. Let me write him down. Steelers Nation 4-1. So, got him down there. So basically, incomplete pass. Yeah, yeah. I mean, most quarterbacks should know that. That is a heads up play, though, but they should know that, no doubt. John Broadway, 23-17. John B. John B. Don. Bear Malls. Yeah, Dak and the girls are going to come out throwing. We got to be ready defensively. Yeah, and the secondary has to be better tonight, guys. They have to be a lot better tonight. And last week they got picked apart. And I felt like they got locked into, being on their heels a lot in that game. And I'm not sure why. And I feel like the Steelers weren't as effective pass rush wise. The Indianapolis Colts schemed it up pretty nicely to where they weren't letting the Steelers pass rush get there. And also, after rewatching the game and seeing the highlights, the referees kind of allowed TJ Watt to get absolutely choke slammed on 90% of the plays without any type of ramification for the tackle. So that makes things a little easier to control the pass rush. The truth is the truth. I don't typically do that type of complaining, but the truth is the truth. It is what it is. Danny George. Ooh, 28-27. The Steelers from Danny George. All right, Danny, that's a good one. 28-27. James Bauman. When do you think the Browns pull the plug on Watson? Um, they're locked in for so much money, James, and it makes it a very very difficult situation with the amount of money being spent. But I mean, it's becoming to where there's just going to be no choice. I mean, you're not winning ball games. You're sitting 4-1. You look at the Bengals. You look at the Browns, both with very expensive quarterbacks on their roster right now, and they are 4-1. I necessarily wouldn't say the Bengals' woes are Joe Burrow, but damn, Deshaun Watson is a major player in the why the Cleveland Browns have a 4-1 record. I think it's soon, though, James. I think it's very soon if things don't change around. Congrats on your kids' win. Mine did too. 38-0. Been coaching 22 years. May win my first championship. Everyone wants our OC now for head coach next year. I will pass the torch and team over to him before I lose him. There you go, man. Give it up. Congrats, bro. 38-0. I wish we'd have won 38-0. We were trying. Beer Malls. Beer Malls says 23-20. I have zero doubt. I love it. Russ says, I think the Steelers defense will be fired up and shut the boys down. That's what we're hoping for, buddy. That's what we're hoping for. Downtown John Broadway. Oh, he's talking to Danny George. Danny George, how can the Browns think he's okay to win? I just don't know that situation. It's an odd one, guys. It's an odd situation in the city of Cleveland. Woo! When you take a couple of days off and you're trying to talk, it gets you, gets your voice. Big Russ says Steelers 28, Cowgirls 10. Justin will take ownership of this team. Let's do it. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm hoping, man. 28 for Big Russ. All right, we got Russ down. James is next up on the list. Henry thrived with Arthur Smith, same style runner, but Henry's vision way better. I disagree. I don't think it's the same style runner. I think Derrick Henry can do a lot more than Najee Harris in terms of, yes, vision being one. I feel like his footwork is actually better than Najee Harris's. I feel like his strength and power are better than Najee Harris's. Um, and I think his just sheer knowledge of the game as opposed to Najee Harris really is far superior. I wouldn't put Najee Harris even in the stratus or in the same hemisphere together. Like they're not even Najee Harris is not close to what Derrick Henry is. Derrick Henry is far better than Najee Harris. Najee Harris averaging what he averaged last year, 60 yards a game. That's not superstar level, guys. It's not. It is not. No matter what anybody can say about this total amount of yardage, whatever, 60-yard a game average is not a superstar level, man. It's just not. I can't get on board. But yeah, James, I definitely think Henry's vision. You're definitely right about that. It is far superior. Steelers 4-1-2, Parsons, Lawrence, Diggs, all of our all out for Dallas. We need to get them off the cliff with those players being out, and guarding CD will be tremendous. So Dak doesn't have a passing game. Yeah, Torch. Yeah, the Steelers, no doubt, got to control CD Lamb, and that's going to be the responsibility of one Joey Porter Jr. And Joey Porter, I'm going to be willing to take a couple pass interference penalties from Joey Porter Jr. tonight. And I'm going to say this why. I want him to be ultra physical with CD. I want him to put hands on CD Lamb. I want him to frustrate the living shit out of CD Lamb. And I say that because I think that that will be the most effective game plan because he is a ultra diva. He is an ultra weirdo, dude. And I think you can frustrate him very, very easily. And I think the Steelers know that. I think that Joey Porter will know that. And I think you might see a very aggressive pass coverage put out onto CeeDee Lamb. And if there are other players out, the Steelers have the opportunity now to put players over the top to help with that coverage of CeeDee Lamb. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely has to be something that has to be a priority. What's up? TD says TD's giving the Steelers 31-27 dollars. All right, John Broadway. Funnians are commenting on the clowns and Deshaun Watson. According to Cleveland fans, I know they're committed to him. God only knows why. I don't know why, bro. I don't know how they're committed to somebody that sucks. What's up? John Broadway, Mark Malone, come out wherever you are. Man, you guys are worried about Mark. I'm glad you're worried about him. I haven't seen him really, I don't think. John Broadway, Danny Georgia, that would be great. Sorry, guys, I got mixed up. Albert Wright, great call, Jason. We do have to open up the offense and do it early if we want to go anywhere this season. We can't let this tremendous start go by the wayside by losing games we should win. Absolutely. And if you're Mike Tomlin this year, you can't allow to watch this team sit and go on tremendous losing streaks without making significant adjustments. That is what a coach is for. Today in my coaching, I failed the team, and I would say 3 instances that I should have did better. And I think that that's what Mike Tomlin needs to start doing, man, is going back and making sure what he is doing isn't hurting his football team, and he can't. What he did last year in that stretch of Indianapolis, Arizona, New England, that was major coaching problems there, man. And I just felt like none of those were corrected. I think he needs to fix some shit sometimes and really look at, what the hell he's doing. Big Sean says 23-20 dollars. All right, that's from Sean. Epic Expeditions. Daniel Werman, what's up, man? Big Bengals lost for you guys. You had a gift wrap to you, bro. Daniel, the Bengals were eliminated the same time the Reds were. Go figure. Yeah, it's tough to crawl out of 1-4, folks. That's a very tall task. To crawl out from 1-4 and become a playoff team, the odds are very far against you, man, and that sucks for you, Daniel. I'm sorry, buddy, but it is going to be tough. You may get some good football though here down the stretch. We'll see how the season transpires. James, the defense got to take advantage of rookie tackle and bad O line of Dallas. Absolutely, man, no doubt about it. They definitely do, man. Uh, let's keep going. James gives his score prediction: 24-20. The Steelers. And that's from James. James B. Beer Malls. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The Steelers and the Cowboys. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I actually kind of hate these Sunday night primetime games or Monday night primetime games. I kind of hate them, guys. Because I'm a dad and I get up with kids. You have work and you have life on Monday mornings, Tuesday mornings, Friday mornings, and I have no desire to be up till 11:30 at night. But it is the Steelers, and we're going to be pushing it out, and I'm going to be doing this hopefully post game show too. What's up? I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. Man, yeah, dude. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button for us here on our live Pittsburgh Steelers pregame show, only here on Mike Job Sports. And I appreciate you sharing, liking, subscribing as we push through this show here on a Sunday night. Let's check some scores from around the league. right now, guys. Let's check out some week 5 scores and get some there here. Let's see. Let's go over some of these scores. All right, games currently in progress right now, guys. You have Las Vegas and Denver. Denver leading that one right now in the red zone, 20-10. It is first and goal at the Las Vegas 5 with 11:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. That one's on Fox for some of you guys. Another game that's on Fox. San Francisco is leading the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona right now in the red zone. Arizona first and goal at the San Francisco 2. San Francisco holding on to a 23-13 lead with 11:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. Back to Green Bay and the Rams. I was watching a little of that game. The Green Bay Packers currently lead after going in behind at halftime, making adjustments, now leading 24-13. Los Angeles first and 10 at the LA 42 with 2:26 remaining in the third quarter. New York on top of Seattle right now with the start of the fourth quarter. Seattle third and 12 at the Seattle 30 or at the Seattle 24-yard line. Seattle losing to a shitty New York team, and Seattle one of the better teams in the NFL right now. And I believe they're still undefeated, or maybe they only have one loss. Dallas, of course, Pittsburgh. That's scheduled for an 8:20 p.m. kickoff live from Acrisure Stadium on Sunday, prime time, baby. Let's get to some of those finals here today. I believe this is today. Yes, finished 36-30. Atlanta over Tampa Bay. 23-17. Vikes over the New York Jets. The Chicago Bears finally do something, scoring 36 points against a terrible Carolina Panthers team. The Baltimore Ravens squeak out a gift-wrapped game for the Cincinnati Bengals in overtime, 41-38 on the legs of Derrick Henry. The Miami Dolphins win 15-10 over the New England Patriots. The Washington Commanders walk away with another win under rookie phenom Jaden Daniels, 34-13. Jacksonville 37-34 over the Colts in Jacksonville. 23-20. The Houston Texans defeat the Buffalo Bills, rounding out the scores here in week 5. Let's get back to the chat here, guys, and get back to some Steelers football. Beer malls. It's hard to go to bed after a jacked up game. I hate them. Absolutely, dude. You are right about that. I fall asleep sometimes at the end. I got to watch myself. All right, Mel Mills got to have some run support, sealing that edge next to Herbig. That was the weakness the Colts exploited early and often. Yeah, they exploited it a decent amount, no doubt about it. Beer Malls, those Commanders look good. Kind of worried about our matchup with them. Yeah, they're not a slouch, man. But some of these teams they're beating up on aren't good teams, and I will say that. Cleveland's not a good football team. The Bengals, not a good football team. Some of the wins that they have aren't signature wins. And beating the shit out of the Cleveland Browns right now isn't a signature win. But I am too, Beer Malls. I'm a little bit worried too. Challenger 16, Browns got their butts kicked. Bengals choked. Absolutely. Colts lost to the Jags today. Absolutely. Yep. We just read all those scores. So, yeah, we're going to be in there. All right, guys, we're not going to stay on here long for our live Steelers pregame show because we are going to be back with a Steelers postgame show live here on Mike Drop Sports. So tune in for what should be a very good show. I got to get my voice tuned back up after 2 days off because I can already feel it like, ugh. And hey, Rush, you were right. Cut down on my sugar. Haven't been drinking a ton of pop. And I started to feel a little bit better, man. I started to feel a little bit better. So you might be right. My sugar might have been out of whack a little bit. Who's our third outside linebacker tonight? You're going to be looking at Jeremiah Moon. He's a questionable. I know that. Probably Liao, of course, will slide in and out. And I think they brought somebody up too. I'm not sure. I don't have the roster right in front of me. But yeah, the Liao will see some significant snaps there tonight. At least as the third guy. They really like Leal this year for some reason. So we'll see. Hopefully he continues to grow. All right, guys, I got some of your scores put down there. You can put it in the show after it downloads here in a few minutes. You can put it back inside of the comments if you didn't get it in there already, and I will write it down or try to remember it. You can hear my voice. I was yelling at the game too. Queen and Wilson need to be on point for Cowboys tight ends. Yeah, that can't be a deficiency tonight. That has to be something that the Steelers really lockdown, and that's another key to victory. Play really solid in the middle of the field. With the injuries Dallas has, with the ability that the Steelers have speed wise, I think the Steelers really have to lock down the middle of the field and force Dak Prescott to try to really force feed the ball to CD Lamb and hopefully create some turnovers by doing so. So we'll see how that goes. Ryan Stanley, 27-13. All right, Ryan. Damn. I hate how my voice is right now. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I know we're about 35 minutes, but that's good. Steelers live tonight, 8:30, about 8:20 something. They'll be kicking off, so make sure you're tuned in and be ready to roll. And then join us directly after the game here live on Mike Drop Sports. We will go a lot longer. We will discuss hopefully what is a big Pittsburgh Steelers win and them taking a commanding lead at 4-1 inside of the AFC North. That's best case scenario. So. We'll be back tonight. We'll let my voice chill a little bit. We're getting back in the groove, and we're going to hammer it hard here heading into week 5 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, yeah, guys, it's going to be a fun one, I think. I think it's going to be a really, really good time tonight. So, until tonight for the post-game show, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.